Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to show you how you can repair your clutch on a 4-stroke motorized bicycle. Now this is here as a transmission. Some people call it the Hoot transmission. It has the chain drive inside. We've got a bad clutch on it. There's something wrong with the clutch. We're not getting power out of it. I'm going to show you how you can repair your clutch yourself. Save you a few bucks here, and first thing you're going to want to do is remove the 4 bolts that hold on the transmission. You've got 1, 2, 3, and number 4, and on this particular one, the owner tried doing a repair themselves and they broke the number 4 bolt, so we're going to have to go ahead and replace the case, the outer case part here that goes behind the clutch. So let's go ahead and get the 4 bolts removed. You need an 8mm socket to remove the bolts, or a 5mm Allen, depends upon what they put on it. Pull your transmission and you see the clutch bell behind the transmission there, and we've got the clutch. I went ahead and investigated the clutch here. The spring had broke and come loose. The pads are in good shape, so if you're not getting power out, you want to check. Most of the time you're going to have a problem with the pads or the springs. So investigate it, see what you need to do here. You might be able to get you another spring, or you might need to order you a new clutch. Be careful when you order the clutch. You want to get the correct clutch for your engine. This one here has the 5/8 inch tapered shaft. So to remove the clutch, you're going to remove the bolt in the middle. Then you're going to need a clutch puller tool. I went to the auto parts store and I got me a 3-jaw puller. The clutch was on it pretty tight. The 3-jaw puller, you put a jaw in between each of the clutch pads there, and you tighten up on the center. And I had to hit it with a torch on the part of the clutch that goes on the shaft. I heated it up and it popped loose. Here we go, showing it removed. Like I said, once it heated up, it came loose here. Now then, I didn't drain the oil prior to doing this here. However, I do have an oil catch underneath the bike. So I'm going to remove the 6 bolts holding the cover on, and I used a screwdriver. Give it a little tap here and let the oil come out. Let it drain out. Okay, here's another look at what we got inside here. The silver washer is removed off of the black plastic gear that has the cam on it. I'm going to pull this off to show you what we got behind it. I'm showing you the lifters here. On the left side you have the exhaust valve lifter, and on the right side you have the intake here. When I pulled this off, the pin came off with the cover and the push rods fell out. So you're going to have to put everything back together, and I'm going to show you how you do that. In order to get everything seated properly, you're going to need to remove the valve cover on the top, and this will show you here how you need to put everything back together. The lifter will go back in the hole here. You need to get the lifter into a little bitty cup. It's about the size of a BB there, a little bit larger than a BB, and you can see where the lifter fits in there at the bottom of the screw that my finger is touching there. So that shows you how the lifter works and how you're going to have to get the push rod put into the correct location here. Now you have the valve lifters. You put the pin back in. You have the exhaust lifter on the left-hand side. That goes on first. Then your intake lifter goes on top of that. And then you have the collar, the sleeve, the spacer that goes on the pin to keep everything aligned. You're going to put your push rod in through from the top. There is a little dimple, a little recess inside the lifter where the push rod goes in. You need to get everything put in there properly. And there you go. You can see I've got the intake one on the right-hand side registered properly. And of course we're going to have them set up properly on the top. You have your cam here. Now you want to make sure we're going to get everything back into the correct timing. I'll show you how to get this timed here. You've got the arrow at the bottom where you have the highest part of the cam pointed down. You're going to raise up on both of your lifters and push the cam into position. First, you have to get the crankshaft rotated into the right position. You can see the round timing mark on the crankshaft that indicates top dead center. As well, on the plastic cam, you see the arrow, the little triangular arrow shape there, indicating the correct alignment. You need to get those two marks lined up. Lift up on the valve lifters there, push them up, and slide the plastic gear into place. Once you've got those two lined up correctly, you're in good shape. You can see I've got the valve push rod properly located. You want to make sure that nothing got knocked loose in getting this together here. Now, we want to make sure that we have all of the old gasket material off of the crankcase. We want to clean the crankcase cover here real good. We want to make sure that we have no old gasket material left. You want to go to the automotive store. You want to get a high temp gasket sealer for it, and we're going to coat all along the outer edge of the cover to seal it. So because you don't have a gasket proper, we're using the material here, so you want to make sure that you have no oil on it. Hit it with a good brake cleaner or carburetor cleaner. Make sure you get all of the oil off. Take your time, go all the way around it. Now that we've got everything clean, now you want to go ahead and put your cover on. Make sure that the pin for the cam and everything and the lifters goes into the right place. Take your time, push it on. You want to put a little bit of oil on the crankshaft. That way the seal is lubricated. Be sure you're able to push the case cover, push it in all of the way, and start your screws. You don't want to get any of your screws tight. Just slowly tighten each of the 6 screws up. Here I'm just getting them to barely seat and to start to push out some of the gasket sealer on it. Once you've got all of the 6 screws snug, then you can go through and tighten them up. Put your final torque on it. You don't want to get it real super tight, because remember, these are fairly fine threads and small screws, that is. Here on the crankcase cover, you will notice an indention there. That indention is for you to put a screwdriver in. That will allow you to hold the clutch still while you tighten up the bolt that holds the clutch into your crankshaft. Okay, we're going to put the clutch on. You want to make sure with this tapered shaft that you have the springs facing out, because if you have them facing in, it's not going to work. So don't even try that. Be sure and put a little bit of Loctite on the bolt that holds the clutch in. You want to use the removable blue Loctite. Put your screwdriver in through 2 of the spaces on where the pads are on the clutch. Put that into the indention and go ahead and torque down your nut. I don't know what the torque spec is. I just get it fairly tight. You don't want to get it real super tight where you can strip it, so don't go getting ham-fisted there. So let's go ahead and put the valve cover on. You can see I've got some fresh sealer on it, gasket sealer on the valve cover here. And of course, before you seal everything down, you want to make sure that the push rods are into the cups on the rocker arm. Get your 4 screws in, get them tightened down. We're ready to bolt the transmission up to this bike here. Once again, I'm going to use some blue Loctite thread locking compound. Get your transmission bolts in and you are ready to go. Go ahead and get your chain on and get your bike on the road. I hope I helped you out here. Take your time, take some pictures of what you're doing through it. As well, you've got the video here. Once again, this is showing you only how to replace the clutch, the tapered shaft Husheng 142 engine. Hopefully I helped you out. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Click subscribe. There's a lot more videos coming. Thank you for watching.